guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, ahead of Tuesday's update, obviously at the time of recording, I thought it was time to talk about that lot. Yes, Origin Space, or as we commonly just know it straight away in the gamers, Territory. Territory Capture. So what we're going to discuss today is we're going to discuss how to get involved in it, how to start it, and what exactly you actually do. Now, there's a chance that after October, we've got season 1 of the new Territory Capture series. So, as far as we're aware, from what we've been told in the Q&A, which we saw in the last video, nothing is changing in regards to timers and things like that. So, I will display the times for the individual sectors. The individual areas of the world where your territory capture actually happens. But other than, and then, yeah. After that, after December, really don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. So, what is Origin Space? Well, it was a new piece of stuff that Scopely brought in, and it was basically giving alliances the ability to take some territory and get services. Now, if we actually just zoom in quickly on this sector, what you'll find is this little board right here, which will give you services and various other things as well. So it's like here we've got a Metron particle, which is one of the particles you actually need. You've got a timer telling you when the next takeover actually is. But if you click the I button there, you'll also get an actual time, which is a UTC time, which is game time based on your area. So I'm EU servers. That's when this particular sector goes up for grabs. For us to actually hold. Now, I will cover taking territory, I will cover holding territory, and I will cover the other mechanics that go with this particular loop in order to actually help you through. Now, as you can see that we have 3 particular systems here. We have Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, because it is a T3 sector. T1 and T2 only have 2 systems, and they'll have Alpha and Beta. Primarily, you can put your bases here, but the primary system for that will be Alpha. You'll be looking for the planets in Alpha with the circle, which looks like your base. If we actually zoom out for a little bit, if the game catches up. So yeah, something similar to the exterior button over there on the right hand side of the screen. So that's general territory. So how do we get into territory? Well, you need to have a minimum warp range of 20. You need to be a minimum level 18, I think it is, to partake in it. And it is generally a PvP area of space. Now, there is mining involved and things like that. But where do we actually start? Well, if you're a brand spanking new alliance or on a new server, so sorry everybody for who already knows what they're doing, we need to cover this little bit for the new server. So what you'll do is when you actually start, you'll basically take a miner. A horizon will be absolutely fine for this, and you'll go to these particular 3 systems right here. These all contain Isogen 1 nodes. So if we just click on Manzar here, and we'll have to zoom out a little bit, but as you can see, we've got a whole pile of nodes at the top here. Nope, that's not a max node. There we go. That's the maximum that these 1-star raw Isogen nodes actually hold. As you can see, my Meridian is selected on screen. We will cover the Meridian in just a moment, but my Meridian can mine this at 361,851 per hour, Isogen per hour. Now that is based on mining research and other research aimed specifically at the Meridian. So there are Isogen 2 and Isogen 3, but you can only find them in territory. So you're going to have these 3 systems here, and as well you've got the systems here in rogue space. However, the 3 ticketed systems do not contain it, so don't waste a token, not a ticketed system, a token system. Do not waste a token trying to find an Isogen node in there, because there is not one. So now, if you do want to practice the Origin stuff, you can go to this little block here, which cannot be claimed by anybody And what you'll do is you'll go into this system. Oh yeah, another big thing, territory is completely covered by fog of war. Okay, so you do need to put a system in there, but what you'll find is there's Isogen 1 nodes that you can mine. I believe you can mine them anyway. Well, I'll quickly explain. Let's actually send the Meridian in. And there are some capture nodes that you can practice putting on a ship on the capture node, and just to get a feel of how it works. And obviously there is no specific like takeover time for this one or anything like that. So now when it comes to territory, you are going to need a specific, well, you don't necessarily need it, but it's usually a fairly good one, especially if you've got a high level oh bloody hell, a high level version of it. But we'll cover that ship in just a moment. So here we go in the system, and here we go. So we've got, if we can just click it, we've got these capture nodes. As you can see, it's telling me 6 days, 12 hours till the next territory capture, and you can put on it as you can put your ship on it and hold that node until somebody blows you off it. Again, here's the Isogen 1 nodes. Again, nope, you can't mine it. These are just literally base nodes. So just to show you what nodes you're going to be. So basically, you're going to want these Isogen 1 nodes. Now, let's go and look at the Meridian. So this is the ship you are going to need primarily to mine that Isogen. It is a G3 rare. You can get this from shipyard level 60. You can also claim it through the event store at the end of major acts. You can't get it through cosmic cleanup, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Basically, this thing will go out, it'll mine, and when you actually first do get a Meridian, just be aware that the cargo capacity is actually quite reasonable for a Meridian. But again, this is all based on research, so don't count chickens thinking, oh yeah, that's pretty good, because the protected cargo of the Meridian is ridiculously crap. And I mean crap to the point of literally you might as well flush it down the toilet. But there was some research brought in to actually offset that in the territory tree, which is right at this end of the territory tree, pretty much what right behind me in the screen. So somewhere that, or if you're on a PC, it'll be a little bit higher than that. So, but that's the Meridian. You'll use that, you'll mine your Isogen, and then what you'll do is when you do get the Meridian, now there's a lot of people who complain about particles and all that. Oh, we can't do that and all that. So when you get your Isogen, you're going to take it here to refine it. Now, you don't need the Meridian to mine Isogen. You can use the Horizon. The Horizon will be your best one. Speed mining crew would definitely be the best option on this one if you've got them, or any crew. For those of you not done the particular research yet to improve its protected cargo, I would highly recommend forget speed crews. Get your protected cargo crew on there and boost up. And then again, you can still put protected cargo crew when you've got the full boost. That's when you've boosted it up and everything. So it'll have a shockingly good, a good pull. Good amount of protected cargo. But anyway, when you do finally have the Meridian, at the end there, you're going to get this little tab called the Meridian tab, which is the iso emulsion to iso resin. Now, obviously, I can't show you the particular ones, but what you're going to get out of these, you're going to get some iso emulsion, which is that funny looking gold thing there. And then the crystalline feature is the refined Isogen. So as you can see, there's 3 different levels. And then on Isogens 2 and 3, you've got the progenitors. You're going to need them for services. As you can see, we've got 4 progenitors here: emitters, diodes, cores, and reactors. I'll quickly cover them a little bit later on in the video, because obviously we've got a sector that requires it. But what you're going to do is on that end one, as you can see, there's that like funny bubble ball thingy, which is your iso resin, which you'll need for specific research in your territory tree, because all this comes in with the territory tree. Now, what you can get out of this is you're going to get a certain amount of particles. There's a minimum 2 chest pull, and then there's a 3 chest pull. I wouldn't recommend the 3 chest pull unless you really, really want to, because it does cost you your iso emulsion to actually spend in there. But you'll get a small amount of particles. Claim it every day. claim it every day, and also you're going to get the Surex particle, the phantom particle, and the quantum particle. And you have a chance, yes, a chance. The other 3 are guaranteed. In fact, all 4 of them, including the resin, is a chance, is a guarantee. But the Metreon particle, which is that little star one on there, that's a chance. And trust me, the RNG on that thing is bloody shocking beyond belief. It's very rare that I will actually pull a Metreon particle out there, but hey-ho. It's set at my level, tier 9, it's set at 27. But hopefully I found the chart, and I did put the chart up there just to show you what the various the various pull rates out of that particular chest is. So now, all that done, you're going to take over your first territory. So what you're going to do? Well, as it comes on Tuesday, when this whole thing gets reset, it's going to be our version of the burn, except instead of ships going bang because of dilithium, it's actually the territory just being completely wiped, and we're going to be starting it all over again. So you're going to look into these particular systems, and you're going to look, where do you want to go? How do you want to do this? So now, here's the map showing you the territory, and this has got the individual particles on it, the 3 different main particles, the phantom, the Surex, and the quantum. And as you can see, they are split up into 3 particularly different areas of the map. So you've got a chunk in one area, you've got a chunk in another, and then you've got a chunk in the 3rd area. So just bear that in mind. Now, there is a way, there's multiple ways actually, to get all 3 particles. And how do you do that? Well, I can tell you now, this sector here, controlled by Xvox, that is a 5 particle system. So it's just that green bit, and starting at the bottom here, going up and just like up round a bit, and then curves round into that T3 sector. So that is an all 5 area. Also UEV here, another alliance on the server. Again, I think, looking at their position, I think they've sort of like got all 3 particles, I think. So yeah, there is way to make sure that your alliance can gain access to all 3. Unfortunately, my alliance is only subject to the quantum particle. That's all we've got, sadly. So we would have to move around if we wanted the other part, if we wanted a large chunk of the particles. Now, what I can do is I can show you the refinery of what you'd actually get. And if you go into the territory tab here, so what you're going to get, if it'll actually load up, is you're going to get stuff here for the specific ship that you need for capturing territory. Again, cover that in a moment. And then you're also going to get your particle generators, which obviously when activated will give you a boost of about 100 particles for the grand total of literally just 5 ISO emulsion. It's one of the cheapest things in the game, to the point of beyond, they might as well just give it away, literally. It's so cheap. So you'll have all them in the T3 sectors as well. You'll also get the jellyfish blueprints as well, and just quickly show you the cost here. So that's the cost that you're going to have to pay. Yes, it's all ISO emulsion. So as you can see here, based on what I've got, I can get 5 blueprints. But the one thing is, when you actually do this, and I know I've got 75, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that, because there is a catch with this, which you must be aware of. Yes, you must absolutely be aware of this, because 7-day cooldown. Yep, there's a 7-day cooldown. So as soon as you pull one chest, that's it. You've got to wait a full week before you can actually do it. So now, coming up in the update, we're going to have the Monovine blueprints. Now, I'm going to say, in the purpose of this particular video, that it's going to be selected T3 sectors. Selected. We're kind of hoping it's going to be all of them. Otherwise, it's going to cause some bit of an issue with some alliances. Also in here, you're going to be able to get your Meridian interlocks and regulators, which is your level locks for the Meridian, because the Meridian is level locked. I can't remember what locks are, but so you are going to need these. Again, not particularly bad price, but again, they're going to need ISO emulsion just for you to actually get. So just show you the price for that one. A little bit more pricey, but then again, that's the higher level one as well. Now, overall, the Meridian prices are not particularly too bad to actually get when you finally get there. But yeah, so upgrading it, make sure you got plenty of ISO emulsion because it does take ISO emulsion. So as you can see here, you've also got a chance for some resources. This is the Parsia one. Yeah, it's yeah, there's no I to tell you what the RNG is, but pretty much don't expect to be getting the high one all the time. Put your dollars on the low one. So I'm not going to pull it because I need to save up my ISO emulsion for me research. But as you can see, we've got titanium and dilithium as well. So that's everything here in the territory store. So now we'll quickly show you the research as well before we actually get any further into the territory. So this is where you will need to go. This is one of the best research trees in the game, in all honesty. It's pretty much front loaded to give you everything you need. So here we go, territory. And if I move the camera screen up a bit, this is the one that you are going to need for your protected cargo. But the one thing as well, notice right here, it's got two particular particles. Yes, there are certain research in here that are going to require these particles. But other than that, if I can find one with, there we go. So as you can see, dilithium and your ISO emulsion. That's what you're going to need for all these. And then obviously as you scroll on, which one is it? So these particular one, the ISO charge stuff, will take that resin. Doesn't need the emulsion, just the resin. So I would recommend that you do these as well because there are, oh yeah, here we go, ISO charged deflector shields and a cannon, which is more PvP centered, for which will definitely help you during takeover. There is some stuff towards the cloaking. There's impulse speed as well. You've also got some of these primes in here which you will need to gain these prime particles. Now it does say get them in store, but as long as you are doing your daily treasury pull from your gift section, as long as you're doing your daily treasury pull for your optical diodes, you're going to get a small portion of these prime particles, which you can build up and do the eventually do the 3 primes that are contained in here. So now as you move further up, as you can see, the particles start coming in. As you can see, it's starting at the top. It's got 3 different particles here till you get to the end, and then you're going to need that Metreon particle. It's just literally for those 3 individual researches because I've not seen it on any other research in here after the fact. So you don't really need an awful lot of Metreon, but again, sourcing it's still going to be a problem unless you've got a T3 sector, because you will need that T3 sector. So that's all that said. Now we come to the actually what do we do for takeover? Well, the first time you come for a takeover, like I said, you're going to look at it, you're going to go through the systems, and you need to start with territories. And if you just see between emitter alpha and emitter beta there's a little symbol. You need to start with the 1. Because as you can see, this one here has got 2. That's a T3 sector. So you need to start with the T1 sector. That's where you start. No questions asked. That's where you start. So what you're going to do, is anybody got this sector yet? No, brilliant. Nobody's got this one. So basically, we're going to use Rune as an example here. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on it. You don't matter which system. And then click on the little flag at the top of the box. And then obviously you're going to see what you get. So as you can see, you're going to have your sarcophagus material forges. Again, I will cover just as a reiterate, I will cover it. It is the sarcophagus that you're going to need. But as well as you can see, this is giving me a particle generator, an improved isogen refinery, because you will get the improved refineries. You've got ISO 2 there. And the service you're also going to get is this, which is your deflection enhancer for this particular sector. How these are going to work out after the change, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if they're going to rotate or what. Originally, they were supposed to rotate. Yeah, they never did. But obviously that refined isogen that you're going to need, yeah, that's what you're going to need to start all these services off. So that's that. So how do you join it? Well, look at the green button over there. It says click takeover. But let's look at the rules first. Yes, because there are rules to everything in life. Territory is no different. So give yourself a quick go for it. So what you're going to have for this one is you're going to have for a 30-minute takeover. Yes, it lasts for 30 minutes in these T1 sectors, and join. And this is going to be across all 3 sectors, but join the final third of your takeover. So in this one, in the case of this one, the last 10 minutes, all scoring is multiplied by 3. You get 1 point per ship per minute. So the more ships, not players, ships, the more ships you have floating in those systems, they can just be floating, the more points you're going to score per minute. So for me, with 6 stocks, I potentially can acquire on my own 6 points every single minute. Now for a 30-minute run, what's that? That's 180 points over a 30-minute run. But bear in mind, as I said, that last 10 minutes is going to be multiplied by 3. So it's not 1 point a minute, it's 3 points a minute. So 3 times 10, that's 30 points there. So literally adding an extra 20 points on, so that's 200 points I can get myself for my alliance. Okay, so now comes to joining it. What do? Well, you click that join button, of course. Oh, wait a minute. Now you've got restrictions. Yes, you've got restrictions. If they're in red with a cross, it means you're not eligible. So which means I'm not a Commodore or higher, which means I can't start this. Ongoing territory takeover. That takes on when that 30-minute timer starts. Also, you got the, let's move myself up a little bit. So you've got the, when it starts next, again, if you click the I button, it's going to tell you when this one is. So this one's going to be on Friday at 11 a.m. Game time. And then you click on that. This takeover zone lasts for 30 minutes. So you've got that. There is a cost. Yes, there is a cost to start the takeover. There is a cost to start it. So make sure you've got enough. And trust me, I tried to do this as a solo player. It's not impossible to do. You can do it. However, it's going to take time. A lot of time to do. However, you can't do it without an alliance tag. So you are going to have to be an alliance of 1. So just bear that in mind. Available zones slots 1 again. So yeah, not going to do that. And you're on your home server. So which means in incursions, if you try to do a takeover, join incursions on the enemy server. So like, just say for instance, I'll pick on Lube's server 135. Went over to his server. I cannot do a territory on there. So now obviously there is going to be the I buttons as well. So do check them out. Make sure that you do qualify. So obviously it's grayed out at the minute, but when you actually do start the takeover, you're going to click that join button when this clicks over and says it's active, which means that ongoing takeover will switch to white, which means it's on ongoing takeover, which means you can come in and take it. You fill those systems with as many ships as possible. Jobs are good. And now there is a little, oh, hello, not that one. There is a little I button here. So again, I think this is the, yeah, it's just the same, it's just the roles giving you a, so that's that. Now, once you've claimed this sector, next time you can go for a T3 sector. So say like I decided I was going to take Rune, I could move onto a T3 sector. So which means I've only got 1 I can actually go for, which is Avancena above me. That's it. Now, all these sectors are connected in a very simple way, but you'll notice as well that they're primarily connected to making sure that an alpha connects to at least 2 betas. Oh, hang on. Let me have a look at this one. Oh, no, because we actually have 2 betas here connected. Ooh. But usually as a rule of thumb, I don't know what's happened there, but hey-ho, the betas are usually connected to an alpha, and the alphas are connected to a beta. Now, there are arms that come into the territory as well. So you got this one here running off the dilithium system there, the Muroski 312 level 10 system. So that's coming in here to poor HDMA's territory. But luckily, your ships don't stop straight there. They'll continue on to wherever you say. So obviously I'll move on to the T3 sector. Once I've taken the T3 sector, again, there's going to be a cost on it. And then I'll take over the T3 sector. Again, there's going to be a cost on that as well. So now what happens when it comes to the fact you have the territory and the times come round again? So for example, like this one, we already own this sector. So what's going to happen? Well, guess what? It's completely free now. Yes, it is going to be completely free to join this takeover. In fact, you don't even need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. It will automatically start for your alliance to hold this sector. So in 2 days, 13 hours, which means if we decided to, after the reset, we could look at taking this, we could come in and take over this sector. So we're going to have to do the whole shebang again. In fact, we're not the only ones. Everybody's going to be in the same boat. So is that the rules? Oh yeah, that's just the general rules as well. So yeah, we'll come in here. There's an eye here, which will tell you about your services. So obviously, like I said, do check out these eye buttons. See what there is. Don't be shy of them. But yeah, so that is the territory takeovers. Now, let's actually just jump into a system. And I'm going to show you the capture node. So if we actually click on the capture node here. So now, you may have noticed with that test system that I showed you, that there's a little sentence at the bottom here. Occupy to earn points during the takeover. Now, you're actually going to get 4 points per minute for putting a ship on here. 4 points a minute. So which means if I put one ship on here, that's 4 points every minute for half an hour. So 4 times 30. So what's that? That's what? 120 points. 120 points I can get for sitting on that node. Now, that's a ship taken out of my fleet. So I've got 5 ships left. Just floating. Okay, so 5 ships just floating. So they're going to earn what did I say? 200 points each? Sorry, no, not 200 points each. Yeah, 200 points each. Okay. So that's what? 1,000? 1,120 points. Yep. That's how many points you can potentially earn yourself. Now, again, like I said, again, it goes on you actually putting a ship in this system. But what ship would you primarily put on those capture nodes? Well, ideally, you can put anything that you want. You can put a miner on it. You can put a warship on it. But Scopely actually gave us a ship to actually use. The Ship of the Dead. Now, for those of you who remember, this was from Star Trek Discovery Season 1 episode. Well, actually, let me think. It was the first half of the season. It showed up multiple times. This was, what was his name? I forgot his blooming name now. The Klingon Messiah. Tukuvma. That's it. Tukuvma. Now, this ship primarily is for territory capture because as you can see, when attacking or defending a capture node or a mining node in an active takeover, so bear that in mind, an active takeover, the sarcophagus weapon damage is increased by 190,000%. Now, again, that's based on the fact that I'm a T8 level 40. This is a level 40 ship. So which means I'm going to pack one hell of a punch. Now, I do need to also mention this little thing about it as well. This thing has pretty much no shields. No shields whatsoever. It has shields. But trust me, they will fall very, very fast. Hence the reason why this thing really packs a punch when it's on a node. So make sure you've got it now and everything. So now, how are you going to crew this? Well, a general whole critical build will actually suffice. On a guard wharf, there are a couple of officers which can help you. So if we jump over to the officers tab, I can quickly show you the officers. And if you remember in the burn-in video, when a game catches up, I didn't mean to do that. My base is in that system. But if you remember in the burn-in video, there was one particular officer who procs burn-in, and there was a... I do need level, actually. But obviously, you wouldn't... it's only under a specific set of circumstances. Now, I know for a fact she's maxed out. Where are you? Arium. Yes, it is Arium. Oh, I forgot. She's maxed here, but she's not maxed level. So, isogen mining, obviously for increasing mining. But again, it's the officer's ability when on a capture node, when defending a capture node. So this is no good for taking over the node. This is good for defending it. She has a chance of blocking burning, a 95% chance of blocking burning for that round. So yes, you can put her on the officer slot. You don't have to put her in the captain seat. You probably put Ash Tyler in the captain seat, or better yet, you could use Giorgio, or you could use Nero as burning. That's if you wanted to use Ash Tyler. So there is her, and then if we let's go for group on this next one, because we need to find the TOS crew, which is a little bit further down. Here we go. And it's going to be Mr. Pavel Chekhov. And in fact, it's got it up there on the screen. Security plans. 75% reduction to opponent's damage when attacking on nodes. Now, let's actually expand on that a little bit. This is what a capture node or a mining node. So this is a fairly decent officer. If you wanted it to help you defend those capture nodes when you actually get your sarcophagus on there. But yeah, I mean, it's entirely up to you if you want to put him on. So they're the two primary officers that I would generally say to put on. But most players don't usually go with that. They'll go with the standard critical builds. So now it comes to attacking. Who you're going to use and what you're going to use. Well, you've got this officer right here aimed specifically at territory capture. Decreases opponent's crew's defense by stacking 100% each round when attacking a player during takeover. So if you're going up against a player which has got an ability on it which requires defensive stats, so let's just take the Enterprise, the G3 Epic Enterprise, right? You're going to stack defense on there for its ship's ability, or any officer ability that requires it. I'd actually probably say more officer ability if you know the officer ability requires defense. So she's going to strip it and make it pretty much useless. Okay, fair dues. Officer ability. When attacking a player on a capture node at the start of each round, Emperor Giorgio increases the number of shots by each weapon by 0.4. Yeah, 0.4. So basically 40%. That is it. 40%. So it does stack, so which means the more shots you fire, yeah. So, but again, it's increasing the number of shots, and it says weapon shots are rounded to the nearest whole number. So in this case, the nearest whole number, unfortunately, is going to be down for the first round, for the first shot. The second shot is then going to take it to 80%. Boom, that's an extra shot in. And then obviously it's going to build and keep going. So that's an officer you would absolutely use for attacking. And then of course you've got Captain Killy here, who is another territory takeover. When attacking a capture node at the start of each turn, as long as the opponent's ship has hull breach, Captain Tilly increases your piercing stats by 50%, the total defense of all officers on your ship. Cumulative. So, this is where Emperor Giorgio, it would probably be a better fit against Captain Killy in the captaincy. So, yeah. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Again, there's stacks, but again, you're going to need hull breach, so maybe Gorkon or Lorca on that one. So this is why I say, but it's attacking the capture node. And then obviously she's got this ability when hull breach has been procced. At the start of each round, Tilly increases your mitigation by 80%, the total health of your officers. So yeah, so one stat, so on a captain's ability, she needs defense. On officers, she needs health. That's going to be a tricky balance. Hence the reason why I believe Emperor Giorgio is one that can actually wipe her out quite easily. But it's down for you to actually test that out yourself. So there's the ship. There's my idea, my suggestion on a couple of crews. But again, like I said, most players go with a critical damage. I was actually working on one with my Newton. I can't remember what the crew was. I posted it in my Alliance Discord, but I'd have to search it out. But there's one that I said could potentially be good for territory capture. So obviously I'm going to be using it when we come around to actually deciding where we're going to go. But yeah. Now Lorca obviously is going to synergize with Giorgio and Killy. So he would probably be your whole breach officer if you wanted to. But yeah, can I think of anything else for it? No. I mean, you can give these territories up as well, so just bear that in mind. But other than that, I can't think of anything else. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Has this been helpful for you? I'd be interested to know. If there's anything that you feel that I've not covered in regards to territory, again, please let me know and I shall be able to update you in the comment section down below. But other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, the more likes, the further this goes. I mean, share it out with your alliance and everyone. And if you are a new player to the game, obviously, drop me a line. Hit me up on Discord. The link's in the channel's description and the video's description below as well. So, now, I did say as well, quickly, before we disappear, that I was going to put the times up for it. So, here you go, guys. Here's the times for your individual areas. Obviously, I do have this available in my Discord as well. So, obviously, head on over there and have a look at it. But until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. This is the Pegasus Show. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.